Yeah. Good morning, everyone. Hi, everyone. My name is Shayasri. I'm with a first year student from ECB section. Today, my English PPT presentation is about effective listening and strategies. Now, let's go into the topic first. Here, you can see the picture of effective listening. The one guy is saying and another person is listening. So I have shared you the picture and you can listen there. Here you can see the picture that also the one person is speaking and another is listening. Here the contents which I prepared in this PPT one by one you can see. First one is definition. Second one is type of listening. Third one is levels of listening. Fourth one is process of listening. And fifth one is barriers of effective listening. Sixth one is developing of effective listening. Seventh one is strategies of effective listening. Eighth one is 9 commands of effective listening. And at last, objective of effective listening. So these are the contents which I prepared in this PPT. So you can see, now let's see the one by one definitions and the meaning of that. So let's go first. The first, you can see the effective listening picture and the definition of effective listening. The first one is listening means paying attention and focus with the intention of understanding and responding approximately. Listening means we have to pay attention and be focused about focus to the speaker, what they are saying, and be approximately. Listening requires concentration so that your brain process meaning from the word and sentences. While you are listening, you have to listen with the more concentration so that your brain can process meaning the word and sentence. So this is about the definition of the effective listening. Now let's see the next types of listening. There are 6 types of listening: effective listening, passive listening, selective listening, critical listening, attentive listening, content listening. Now let's see first one first. Active listening. Here, it is also called as a paraphrasing and empathetic listening. Empathetic listening. The advantages of effective listening. Effective listening shows the respect to the speaker. This effective listening shows the respect to the speaker. And then effective listening helps the listener stay focused on the conversation and to remember what he or she hears. Effective listening means the listener stay focused about the conversation and they remember what he or she hears. While hearing, they have to remember what they hear. So this is about effective listening. So next one. Second one is passive listening. The first one is passive listening refers to indifferent listening. Passive listening, it must be emphasized in a negative listening behavior. It is, however, useful when a student engaged in serious private study has a content with a music playing nearby by, which of the listen to passively. So this is about the passive listening. Here, selective listening. The first one in the selective listening is selective listening means the person hears only what he wants to hear. He hears some of the message and immediately begin to formulate your reply or a second guy, the speaker, without waiting to finish the speaker. So here the selective listening means the person only hears what he wants to hear, and what he don't want to hear, he don't hear that, and he give quick reply to that without the speaker finishing his or him speech. So that this is about the selective listening. They only select the message what they wants to hear. That's it. Now next one is levels of listening. The first one is marginal listening. If the space of listening If the space of if a space of speaking of a person is slow, the listener does a marginal listening, which implies that listener may let her or his mind stay while someone is talking. Evaluate listening. This occurs when the listener gets some free time to evaluate the speaker message during the oral communication. During the oral communication, the listener, while listening to the speaker, he evaluates some of the message from what he is saying. So this is about evaluate listening. And projective listening. This listening providable listeners which the greatest potential for effective communication to utilize their time fully. They listen the full topic of the speaker what he's saying. So this helps everyone to be more effective in the listening. Now these are the levels of the listening. First one is marginal listening, and second one is effective evaluate listening. Third one is projective listening. So you can see with the definitions also. So next one is here the process of listening. The first one is we will hear, and the second one is decoding. Third one is comprehending. The fourth one is remembering. Fifth one is responding. So in this process, we will the listening has the five process. First, we will hear what the speaker is saying. Then we will decode it, and then we will comprehending. Means we will start thinking about that message, and then we will remember what she speaks. So, and then we will respond. Then here first we will hear, means we will hear that message, then we will decode it and decode it in our mind, and then we will understand what he or she says, and then we will remember that message, and then we will respond. So these are the process of listening. Let's see first the hearing with the definition. It is the first it is the first essential step in listening. This is the first and foremost step in the listening, and there should be certain attentiveness or concentration in receiving the verbal message. They should be certain attentiveness, means they should be they should be more concentrated while receiving the verbal message. And then hearing relates to receiving the word sent out speaker for further processing by the listener. So this is about the hearing. This is the first essential step. Then second one is decoding. The first step is the next step relates to the decoding. After hearing, the next step is decoding. We start decoding in our mind. This involves in sensing and filtering the verbal message. We'll start filtering what the speaker is saying, and we start that sensing and decoding it. We will filter to what to respond for that message. After the decoding, the message further after sent to the next process. After this decoding, it goes to the next process of listening. Comprehending. Comprehending, the first one is the next level of listening consists of understanding. Here we will understand what the speaker is saying. Here we try to understand what the speaker is saying. And then we will filter that message, assume the meaning. After that, we will filter that message and assume what the speaker had said. This activity can also be described as observing the grasping and animating assessment. The listener has now understood what the speaker has tried to convey. The speaker has now understood what the speaker is trying to say us. So in this stage, we will understand what the speaker is going to say and what type of speaker is going to give a message to us. So this is about the comprehending. And then remembering. after the comprehending, we will start remembering that message. What we understand, we will remember that message. That is, this is another important percent of listening. And second one, the listener remember the message sent by the speaker. The listener remember the message sent by the speaker. He remembered the message what the speaker has sent. Listener stored the message in the memory of facilities for the recall. He stored that message in his memory to recall, and he recalled further to speak it. And responding, this is the last stage of the listening. This is the last step of listening. Response of the listener may take place at the end of the verbal communication or even earlier. The response of the listener may take the place at the end. The response means first we have to follow all those processes, and the last one is respond. So we have to take it by step, and then it was the last step to respond to that message. So we have to follow all those process to respond. Verbal communication or even earlier. Some of them speak even earlier also. And then it is intended to provide the feedback to the communicator. So this is in this stage we will provide the feedback to the communicator what he speaks. Okay, this is about the responding. So these are the process of listening with the definitions I clearly showed here, so you can see over that. So this is the last stage. And next, barriers of effective listening. What are the barriers? What are the barriers we face by effective listening? Environmental. First one is adverse condition like hot weather. Environmental. We face the barriers through environment, like when the weather is so hot, we will feel uneasy to hear, or we will feel we may not be we may not be comfortable to hear what the speaker is saying. And then next one is sensitive. The speaker style of speaking and mannerism. Here the speaker style of speaking is may not be helps us to listen to him, because he might doing something like unwanted things like scratching the head, moving like one place to one point to another end. So like if the speaker speak like that, no one get concentration to hear the speaker. So are the sensitive. Next, personal barriers. What are the personal barriers we face? The first one is fear, angry, and anxiety. We will be fear. We'll get fear and we'll get angry, and also anxiety. Next one is boredom. We'll feel bored. Beliefs, attitude, and preconceived. And then hungry, tiredness, and pain. The socio-cultural. The first one is different culture background, personal space, a sense of time, and etc. These are the barriers while we face listening. First one is environmental, sensitive, personal, and socio-culture. So these are the barriers. Developing effective listening. Developing listening. How we can develop the effective listening? By concentrating, then mental alertness, empathy, comprehension, appreciation. So by this process, you can develop your effective listening skills more. First one, we have to be concentrated what the speaker is saying, and then mental alertness. We should be alert while he or she speaks. empathy, comprehension. We have to understand what the speaker is saying, and appreciation. So these are the developing effective listening. Next, note taking. Strategies of effective listening. What are the strategies of effective listening? Let's see first. Establish rapport with the speaker. An important request of effective listening is to develop a positive chemistry between a listener and the speaker. It helps the speaker to keep track of what the speaker speaks, and also help him or her to prevent him or her mind from going diverted. Here, the established rapport with the speaker means we have to maintain some chemistry between the listeners and the speaker. If the listener is not paying attention to the speaker, the speaker cannot be say the message properly, because their mind get diverted and they be like lazy. So we have to maintain some chemistry between the listeners and the speaker. Next, eye contact. For interrupting the non-verbal cues, prepare eye contact is particularly important. Some people may climb when they listen, keeping their eyes closed. They listen most effectively. They may climb. This may act as a eye to better their communication. Here, the eye contact. Eye contact is very important, while very important strategy, because we have to maintain eye contact while the speaker is saying. If we don't maintain the eye contact, we may divert our mind. So they may closed. Some of the more effective listening, some of the most effective listening, and some of them may sleep. So these are the strategies of effective listening, making eye contact. Strategies of effective listening. Upright posture. This upright posture is a very crucial strategy for the English for the effective listening, because some of them will sit like a lazy. They fold their legs while sitting. They bend their back. So these postures result in the bad attitude, showing the bad attitude and the concentration. So sorry for the disturbance. Posture 2 is very important for an effective listening. An upright posture helps the listener to have a better concentration. At the same time, it is seen by the speaker to be a positive, physically relaxed, effectively mental relaxation, to which the blender effective concentration and successful listening. So this is about the upright posture. We have to be straight while he or she speaks. So then we can understand what he's saying, and we will get more more interested. Okay. So this is the main main strategy for the effective listening. Next, remove the distraction. Avoid action. Avoid action that struggles your mind in somewhere else. Distraction makes the speaker feel you are bored or uninterested. The source of distraction comes from within you, and when you daydream, the outside environment. So this remove the distraction means we have to remove the distraction while listening. If we don't remove the distraction, we can't be able to follow the class what they are saying, because so that we get diverted. Means within a day, as when a daydream means body present, mind absent. When we are in class, but we are not able to listen what the speaker is going to say, so that is because of distraction. So avoid that type of distraction so that you can hear more effectively to the speaker. the outside environment. While the speaker is saying, don't try to see the outside environment. Focus on the speaker. Focus to the speaker what he is going to say. So don't see environment, so that if you see that outside environment, we'll get distracted. The speaker assent. So this is about the strategies of effective listening. By this, you can clearly know what are the strategies and how to develop that strategies. So you all may remember that. And then objective of effective listening. What are the main objectives of effective listening? The first one is, first of all, it helps in getting the real meaning of message. It helps us to get the real message, real meaning. We know that we have to get that real meaning of that message, original message. And the second one, it helps in reaching the good and successful decision in if message received in a good quality. It helps us in if we listen properly, it helps us the reaching good and successful decisions of if a message received in a good quality. Good listening leaves the good impact on others. This good listening leaves a good impact on others. Means if one person is paying attention to the speaker and another person is doing some naughty things like wasting the time or hearing to the another person or disturbing the other person. So some other is doing like that, and other one is paying attention to the speaker. If the naughty person see the person um, who is interested to listen, by seeing him, he also realized that, oh yeah, now we have to be so concentrated. We should be more interested, because he is listening and I am wasting my time, so that I may lose in my grade. So um, we have to be more effective while the teacher is teaching the class, so that he will be feel like that. So the good listening feels that a good impact on others. It leaves a good impact on others. Means one person is following the good thing, and then other one will also follow that. So this should be for more objective of the effective listening. The good listening leads to the good impact on others. This is about the good impact. So these are the objectives of effective listening. So it removes the chance of mistake and repetition. This object of effective listening, it removes the chance of mistakes and repetitions. This means in this it removes the mistakes and mistake chance of mistake, means repetitions of one mistake. If we continuously start concentrating it removes our repetitions, and it also removes the chance of mistake. So these are the objectives of effective listening. So you can see over there, these are the objectives of effective listening, which we have to follow. We do follow. So thank you. Hope you all like my PPT presentation, and we reached the end. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I hope you all like my video. Thank you.